So Joel,
Yeah.
if you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Bit of a classic one, probably a potato. I love chips.
If you were a piece of furniture, what furniture would you be?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to say armchair, but I don't like the idea of somebody's butt. I will go with a desk. I think I'm quite productive.
What was your favourite film from when you were 12 years old?
Ooh, when I was 12, it was definitely Lord of the Rings.
What four-legged animal would you be?
A centaur.
If I was to remove one of your facial features, which one would you let me remove?
Probably my beard, because I can grow it back.
The way love came before, stood beside me in the rain. Whether the waves are beneath.
What would you say are your biggest musical influences at the moment?
I think this is an obvious one, a really obvious one, but John Mayer. Obvious in terms of like anyone that plays guitar, I think should have respect for John Mayer as a guitarist and a writer. But yeah, I'm getting more into my bluesy sounds at the moment. And I think some other long-standing ones, maybe not so obvious in hearing the music. People like The Script, love their writing, especially the first two albums. And my favourite album of all time, Songs About Jane by Maroon 5. Really love that album. Definitely my aim to write something like that one day.
And what influences or inspires you outside of music?
I think, to be honest, it's my community and the people in my immediate surrounding. I've very much got everyday heroes, people that I see often, that inspire me a lot. So, like, I'm a part of All For No More, and the community there. There's a lot of great people in there that are all walking towards doing music full time, and there's people that have been so pivotal to leading me through making my first project and just getting some content off the ground. And there's just some really good examples of people in there, my wife included.
What have you been listening to recently?
I've got to be honest, I don't really keep up with what's new at all. I just love what I love. So I've been listening to Continuum by John Mayer a lot. I always come back to that. Just love the whole sound of the record. I really want to make a proper band record one day, maybe even the next one. Like rehearse a band, get them into a studio, because I feel like you can really feel that vibe and the musical kind of chemistry when you're listening back, and it's the kind of thing that makes me want to go and play and write music, exactly like Songs About Jane.
So tell us about the first track on the EP, Breathe.
So Breathe, yeah, that's a debut single. I mean, all the songs are personal, but that one in particular, like I wrote it in response to somebody coming and asking me for help, because they were feeling so low that they wanted to commit suicide, and I didn't know what to do. And I also, to be honest, I wasn't in a good place myself. So that whole song, I kind of wrote the two halves across several months, and they were short, snappy writes. Like I wrote the first half in 10 minutes, just kind of came home from that, blurted it out, wrote it down, left it alone for a while, maybe 6 months, and then kind of came back to it, not intentionally doing this, but with some kind of resolution to that situation where it urged me to get out of the hole that I was in, because somebody that was very close to me was asking me to help them with something I hadn't figured out how to do yet.
Could you also tell us about another track, Every Day?
Yeah, Every Day, another very personal one. I mean, again, they all are, but I think those two are probably the most vulnerable ones for me to put out. But that was really just, I guess it was an outworking of a frustration. So you notice like the first verse and the last verse, it's kind of an outro, are very much reflective. It's kind of like an answer to the beginning of the song, the end. where it talks about like every day that's gone by thus far, like I want it back. It's kind of an angry start of like that's been taken from me. Like I've lost this time, I've lost this effort, and I want it back. Like it's not fair. And the end of the song kind of is flipping around to the reverse of kind of speaking hope into feeling like you've got like an unanswered question, or as a believer an unanswered prayer, and actually it's like still in the middle of the story. I'm still waiting for an answer for that one, but more hopefully.
So could you give us a bit of an insight into what your songwriting process is like?
Yeah, it's quite messy, to be honest. I think this being my first EP, putting something out, it's the first time I actually worked to any kind of deadline or structure, and it's the first time I actually collected songs together and tried to make something that felt coherent in terms of kind of meaning and also sonically. So I don't really have any structure where yet. It tends to be very much like it's a response to something that's happened. Like it's a really important part of just like my emotional, mental processing. But I think what I'm finding myself doing nowadays, because I just didn't really know how to play my guitar properly, so the songs were all on the same chords and it took me ages to work out what was in my head. But now, to be honest, just sitting down, creating space, playing around with a riff and building on that, and finding my guitar playing is playing a bigger part in writing in like the whole song now.
So you recently recorded all of your EP in a stripped back setting in a warehouse. Is there a story behind that, or?
I guess so. I mean, it's partly just it looked cool. We thought visually it just looked great. But also I think I love writing in big empty spaces, like big auditoriums, big halls, places that should be filled that aren't. I find actually really creative spaces, like it's fun having all of that to yourself. I'll literally wander around with my guitar. And also I think it's kind of like it's what it feels like maybe to have those songs rattling around your head. It's like you've got this one little idea, this kind of big space, and it felt like quite an honest way of kind of stripping the songs back and showing.
Who would be your dream artist to support on tour?
Ooh, I think that's a hard one. It's a really hard one. Can I give you three people that I'd love to support?
Yeah.
So one of the artists would be, I think, JB Cooper. Love his writing style, and his lyrical content is great. I think John Mayer as well. That would be a bit of a dream. It'd be quite intimidating playing guitar before one of the most influential guitarists of kind of our generation. And I think another one would be John Mark McMillan. Really like his writing style, and the stuff he's coming out with at the moment is very cool.
And finally, Joel, where can we listen to you?
On the internet, specifically on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You can just search Joel Clements and find me on Instagram, Joel Clements Music, and then you can deviate there. Or go to my website, joelclementsmusic.com. Or you could find me like at my house.
And what's the address?
It is. Nice. What time is it?
But right now you can mean the end. Ignore the signs that say no turn point. You never lost or alone, my friend.